Welcome back to Marquee Backstage. I'm your host, Julie Milam. Well, sometimes you have the need to turn the music up, and sometimes you have the need to turn it up loud. Our guest this week is a hard rock band from Louisville, Kentucky, who always has a good time and always rocks the house. You guys better get ready, because this is Wyld Ryde. So when Wyld Ryde began, who came up with the name?
I did.
That's a funny story.
That is a funny story.
Why don't you share with us?
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, yeah, I'll have to water it down. So we had been trying to come up with a name for several months, and we all went out, and of course, being a rock and roll band, we
were hanging out at the Green Light.
We hanging out at a strip club, so we don't have to say the name of the strip club.
It was the Green Light.
Oh God, I wouldn't.
It was the Green Light. 7th Street.
Why would you do that? That's anyway. But yeah, so somebody walked by, and I said, "She looked like she'll be a Wyld Ryde." And
then I remember we looked at each other, and we were like,
I said, "That's the name,"
Wyld Ryde.
and that's where it went. Wow. And we changed it from the I's to Y's, and Tommy designed the logo, and here we are. So
I love it.
Yeah.
So when you decided this is going to be our mission, and this is what we're going to do going forward, full speed ahead, like, what did that plan look like? What did you want to accomplish? How big did you want to go? And what have you accomplished to this point from that first day in 2017?
Well, I think we had the dream that a lot of people have, is taking over the world, you know what I'm saying? So we had started off playing local clubs in our hometown and did really good, and we branched out, and we've done really good, and we have a lot of merch. We have a couple of EPs out. We sell them on our Bandcamp over in Europe and Canada and Australia and just all over Germany, everywhere actually. And we've actually been on some radio stations overseas. I think it was Australia.
Yeah.
We had a couple songs on a top 25 on the radio stations in Australia. So
excellent.
yeah, so
one of them made number one. One of them made #1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and of course we're not stopping there. We're moving forward, and yeah, we're wanting everyone to know who we are.
Yeah, you're just getting started.
And we're just getting started.
We're just getting started.
So when you guys were young little lads, did you think about having a career in music? And did you have support from family that said you can accomplish anything you want to?
Absolutely.
Or did you have a challenge?
Absolutely, for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What about you, kid?
Not for me.
For me, I remember I was, about 3, and my parents asked me what I wanted to be, and I said I want to be playing concerts. 3 years old, and of course, things came in between from the time I was 3 to about 13, when I discovered Kiss and Motley Crue, and that sealed the deal. And so I bought a bass, started off as a bass player, decided drums was my thing, and
here you are.
Here we are.
But you were never told you couldn't do it.
No,
You were
no,
encouraged.
absolutely not. No, they wouldn't buy me a drum kit when I was little, which is why I got a bass. But
I can understand why.
It all worked out eventually, so yeah.
I say go.
It's funny. My dad was a musician, and he played bluegrass. He's actually from down here, Butler County. My last name is actually Embry, and this is where he's raised, not too far from here. Like I was saying earlier, fourth cousins to the Everly brothers, so it's in my blood. So it wasn't my father that was pretty much telling me I couldn't do it. It was a lot of your friends and people around that was kind of trying to put you down and make fun of you for playing music. And I wasn't, like I said, the football captain or dating the cheerleader, the head cheerleader. I was kind of the poor kid over on the side, and the way I could express myself was through music. So I'd go home and sit in my room, throw on the record player. Yeah, I had the record player, and I'd just get lost in the music. And I had my guitar or tennis racket, whatever it was, and I was playing Carnegie Hall in my bedroom when I had Kiss Alive 2 or anything like that on. So that was always my dream. Like I said, my dad played bluegrass and he played country music, and so I was around music all the time. And I totally, that's all I've ever wanted to do ever since I was big enough to want to do anything. So,
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Mick?
My story is pretty much the same as theirs. Really, my dad, he was in bands when I was a kid, so I grew up around that lifestyle, of like going with him to gigs and bars, rehearsal and stuff. So I grew up around that, and my dad and my aunt were both really into bands like Black Sabbath and Alice Cooper and, AC/DC. And, I just seen that stuff and I was like, man, that's so cool looking. It's so evil and dark, and the music's so loud. Like, I want to be a part of that. That's what I'm wanting to do, See,
I love it. What about you, Tommy?
Well, my dad never really supported me being in a band, but he did play guitar, and he was pretty good at it. My mom, she was always into music, but, didn't really necessarily, she does support me in a sense, but no one's ever said, you're going to make it, we're totally behind you 100%. But I really wasn't even into music until I would say maybe around 15, 16, and I started listening to some bands, some metal bands that I liked really well. Metallica was the band that got me into playing guitar. And from then on, I met this guy who played in an attic, and he was playing in the heat. He had all these pedals that he was playing with on the board, like on the floor. And he got the sound of Master of Puppets, and he played it note for note. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to play guitar. I definitely want to play guitar. Yeah. So, and I ended up buying a bass, thinking it was a guitar. And I jammed with some people with bass, and it was like, this is really not really what I want to do. So I bought a really cheap guitar, learned on it, and after about 4 years, I finally got to where I was just jamming with everybody, and I loved it. And
it's in your blood, for sure. Well, and I love that you guys grew up around musicians in your family, and you mentioned going to bars when you were younger, but you get to see rehearsals and the camaraderie of a band. It's another family.
No, totally.
So what touches you guys? Obviously music's
Right.
the language we all speak, so I think
Yeah.
that we would all have that in common.
Yeah.
But in your day-to-day life or in your travels on the road, what do you experience that really pulls at your heartstrings, that connects with you?
I feel like all of us is more like we all come from kind of a poverty kind of place. We come from streets. We've come from the less than, the kids that got made fun of for carrying around their guitars, play me some Elvis, man, or whatever, and picked on and bullied and stuff like that. So I feel like, juvenile delinquents in some way. I know I had been there. So there's definitely, that pulls on our heartstrings a lot. Like we've been out on the road. We were in Florida, and there's a really great place called FK Your Diet. And we went in there to eat. We was down there playing the Hard Rock, and we also the next night we had to play Naples. But we went in there to eat breakfast, and it was crazy because we was like, oh man, this is where we gotta go. FK Your Diet, blah blah blah. Well, we got down there and they said, you know what FK Your Diet means? I was like,
of course we do.
Well, we know what it means. Well, it meant foster kids instead of the other word. So I was like, what? So this guy started cooking in Ohio or something with his son, and all the neighborhood kids would come over that were like homeless or live in poverty, whatever, and he would feed everybody down there. So, or in Ohio, up there, rather. And then so he somehow moved it to Florida and opened up this restaurant, and the people who work there are actually kids, juvenile delinquents were, and he's teaching them how to hold a job, how to make money, how to manage money, how to be responsible, and all this great stuff. So you get these awesome breakfasts, and then he tells you, here, pay what you think it's worth. And I'm like, holy crap.
Oh, that's
so that
incredible.
really, that stuff like that is what really touches us, the poverty, the underdog. That's who we go for, because that's who we were. And we're showing people, hey, you can do whatever you want, no matter where you come from, no matter what you come from, you can do whatever you want. Just follow your dreams, don't give up, and that's what we're trying to show to the younger generation, and whoever out there needs to be inspired. That's what we're trying to do.
No, that's incredible, and that's what you were created to do, is to inspire and to lead by example.
Exactly.
So if you met a fan or fans that have come up to you, maybe they got to meet you after a show and really asked you a lot of questions so that they could become you, that they could follow in your footsteps one day?
We've had several young kids come up. I mean, not too long ago we played a place. This kid come up to the bus and was getting ready to get in. He said, how did you do this?
Right.
How did you do this? I'm like, it's from not giving up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to have peaks and
going for it.
valleys. Just when people tell you can't do it, you got to do it that much more. You know what I'm saying? Just don't give up. Keep pushing forward. And we have that sometimes with people. And younger kids, actually, which really I love so much. Because we're really sucker for the younger kids and whoever.
next generation of
it
rockers,
is the next generation of rock and roll. We're original rock. We do a couple covers, but we're about the originals. So we're trying to keep that torch going and carrying that torch for rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're about.
So what's next on the bucket list for Wyld Ryde? How big do you want to go? Like, is there a venue that you would really love to play?
Wembley.
Oh,
Wembley
look
would be
at you.
amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I think Tommy wants to play the Wacken Fest.
Wacken Festival is probably number one.
That's
Yeah.
been the highest peak I can think of.
Yeah.
We've been rolling.
I like Wembley too.
Yeah, that'd be
Wembley's
awesome.
amazing.
That would be awesome. We've been rolling pretty much hard and playing with this one and that one, but I think our next step is probably to jump on a tour or two with some pretty notable people to get in front of their crowds and really get to be exposed to the masses. That's our next goal.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you're ready right now.
Oh,
Sign us up.
yeah,
We're
ready.
packed up,
We're-
ready to go.
we're
Right
ready
now,
to
the
rock.
bus is out back.
That's right. We're ready to rock. Let's go. We are ready.
Friday night, feeling right, time to hit the town. Got to break loose from the noose been holding me down. Can't relate, don't debate what's going through my head. If I feel the need to make you bleed, it's my wind-up bed. In the street, talking cheap, well, I'm gonna take you down to gasoline. You can't be weird. in the street, talking cheap. I'm gonna take you down.